Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. Let's meet your hosts, Chris Angel and Michael Maher.
Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of the Referrals Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, here with your host, Michael Maher. Michael, it is time for some sweet dreams, my friend.
Sweet dreams. I love it.
Are made of
I love it.
Yes. We should cue up some Eurythmics right here and just play some.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
You got it. Yeah. So last episode, we were talking about Sweet, which is the Sunday night ritual.
Right.
The episode before that, we actually talked to Jen and Tony Scarpero about the daily rituals in the morning. And today we're talking about the weekly, nightly rituals, like every night, what's the nightly ritual? So walk me through this.
Yeah. So we talked about the Sunday night ritual, which was, Sunday night, we kind of gather our thoughts and we make a lot of decisions before we're in the pressure of making the decision. So we pre-decide a lot of things for the week. We don't have to think about it. So therefore we can think about more important things like family and business decisions and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, as I said in the Sweet segment, this will be the Dreams segment. And, we talk about the morning ritual a lot, and I'm a big believer in the morning ritual, but, it's one of those where it's like, you know what? The morning ritual really starts the night before. Yeah. It really starts the night before. If you get to bed at 2 a.m., it's going to be a rough day, right? It's going to be one of those where if you don't get a good night's sleep, then you're going to groggily go through your morning ritual, or you're going to sleep in and miss and if you go to bed later, you're just likely to miss your morning ritual.
Right.
So,
you
talk about own your morning, own your day. Well, I truly believe that if you own your night, you'll own your life, right? So own your night. And so that's where we get into the dreams, which is a nightly ritual. So this is something we're going to do Sunday through Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Though we do slack off on Saturday nights, to be totally honest. But it's a ritual, and we know it's like a true north on your compass. We know we can turn back to it.
Yeah.
To get some certainty, to get some calmness, to get some, something that we have faith in. So dreams. So this is what we're going to do each and every night as a ritual. It is based on what do the most successful and happiest people in the world do. And so the D is a surprise to some people, but if anybody has kids or a mobile phone,
Yeah.
this is important. And that is, D is for dim time, DIM time. So dim time is the time that we shut our computers down. We shut the TV down. We shut technology down, and we get into, we even dim the lights, right? So we turn off the main lights and we turn on some lamps, right? So the entire house is dimmer. And what this is starting to do is it is starting to calm the senses to the point where it's like the body is getting ready to rest and it's getting ready for bed. And honestly, you don't have to do the dim time. Some people do a dim time at 8:30. Some people do a dim time at 10:30 or 11. It doesn't matter. And I'll tell you how we came up with 9:30 is I was going to do whatever they were going to do, right? I can adjust very easily. So I said, what time do you guys want to have our shut down everything time? And so Sherry said 9 o'clock, right? She's an early riser. She tends to like to go to bed early. And Max, being a, 8-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid at the time, he said 10 p.m., right? I want it because it gives him more computer time or more whatever time. And so I said, all right, how's 9:30, right? Let's do 9:30, right? Mom is happy. You're happy. And I was going to be happy no matter what. So dim time, 9:30. So 9:30, we shut down, close off the phone, shut down the computer, and shut down the TVs. And we start to go through our sleeping process, right?
Got it.
So dim time, very easy. And what they've discovered about computers and especially phones is there's a blue light aspect to these that will actually make it more difficult for you to sleep. Yeah. So if we could put those away 30 minutes to an hour or two before we're going to go to bed, then we're going to sleep better. We're going to be able to go to sleep better. Right.
Yeah. Got it. So that's the D, dim.
That's the D, dim time. Yeah. And then the R, right?
Yeah.
And this one is read, right? Read. I encourage people. So in the morning ritual, we have savers with 2 A's, right? Which is silence, and then it's affirmations and appreciations, visualization, exercise, and then reading, and then scribing or journaling. Well, in the morning, we always suggest nonfiction. Right. Go with a nonfiction. Go with a business-minded book. It starts the wheels turning for you to come up with great money-making ideas. Mm-hmm. At night, doesn't have to be nonfiction. I do choose nonfiction, books quite a bit because I enjoy reading those. Yeah. But for those that love a good fiction, man, get into it. Right. Get into that dream world. Right. Why do we read fiction? Because it gives us the chance to live in another world for a while, right? And a dream world, which is what we're about to do. So, so fiction is great. Nonfiction is great. Whatever you want to do, just don't read it on a phone. Don't read it on an iPad. Don't read it on a computer. Read a real book, right? Read. Also, in the morning, we say with savers, you can combine the ER for exercise and reading to listen to audiobooks when you walk, right? Not at night, crack open a book, right? Crack open a real book and just get in there. And you're like, well, I'm not great at reading. Well, nobody's going to see you reading. Who cares, right? I mean, it's like just read. And you know how you get better at reading?
Read.
By reading. So how about you read to get better? And by the way, it's like reading is pretty central to success, right? Reading, people are like, what's the secret to success? I think reading is probably going to be really high on that level. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Question
in probably that order.
So on the reading, have you found, so there are certain books that when I read them, they're very how-to specific and it gets my brain going, but at night, you don't want to do it like that. It can still be a nonfiction if that's your preference, but it's
story. Go Giver, right? Raving Fans, Ken Blanchard series. Those are great books for the evening. Absolutely. 5 Dysfunctions of a Teen, right? All of that. It's kind of the story, right? So it needs to be a story. Good point.
All right. I like that. So that's read. So what's the E in dreams?
Yeah. E is once again, it's exercise, right? It's definitely not eating. Right. It's exercise. And when the nightly exercise is slightly different than the morning exercise. If you want to go to town in the morning and do your vigorous 1 hour crazy, Olympic lifts and go nuts in the morning, do not do that at the night. If there was something lower than low intensity, this would be it. So an example is just stretch, right? Do yoga. I do a little bit of yoga. Listen, I'm nowhere close to a yoga instructor, but I do like child's pose. I do downward dog. I do I just do some really, and I have to tell you that I had back pain for a long time. And I know that incorporating these exercises into my nightly ritual has alleviated that lower back pain in a big way. So E is light exercise. Stretching. My son does push-ups and setups. I would suggest you don't go crazy with that. Just, 20 and do some crunches and be good. He'll probably be up to 100 by the end of the month. Nice. But it is one of those where it's, that's not crazy, super intense type of stuff. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but you know what? It's better than him doing nothing. So we're going to run with it.
Yep. I think too, with stretching, like the more you stretch it, as you go to sleep, your body just is able to relax a lot more. And so your sleep quality is better. We talked about sleep quality.
That's it. That's right. Especially with the stretching, right?
Yeah.
And part of that I found really good is something I learned from meditation is this tighten everything up and then loosen it up gradually, right? Tighten everything up and then loosen your fingers. Right. And then loosen your hands and then loosen your wrists and then loosen your arms, loosen your shoulders, loosen your neck. Right. And then start with your toes and loosen your feet, loosen your knees, loosen your hips. And boom, you're in a really good place, right? So,
yeah, it's good.
And then the A, right?
Yeah.
So the A is for really, it started with appreciations. And the nightly appreciations, in my opinion, are even more important than the morning appreciations, though they could be debated for certain people. But what we tend to do, especially as entrepreneurs or a CMO or a CEO, I know we have lots of variety of people who listen to this, is one of those where you fail to celebrate your successes enough. Yeah. What we do a lot of times is we'll think about the problem client, right? We'll think about the challenges at work. We even, and a lot of really successful people don't see things as success or as challenges or problems. They see them as opportunities, right? Sure. So, but even that is not enough. What we need to do at night, in my opinion, is celebrate the successes of the day, right? Like tell yourself something good. We start all of our meetings and we start, like we had a family meeting a couple of days ago, and the first thing we started with, all right, everybody tell me something good. Like what's the highlight of the week so far? Same thing. What's the highlight of the day? And don't even be afraid to write that down. I strongly encourage you to get a blessings book and, have one for your nightly ritual, use the same one for your morning ritual, and it just becomes kind of your day book. And then your day unwinds between the nightly ritual and the morning ritual. And your morning ritual is going to have your appreciations with I appreciate whatever it is. I appreciate whatever it is. And your affirmations with I am committed to whatever it is or something better, right? With the nightly ritual, same thing, right? You're going to review your affirmations. Do you have to write them again? You don't have to, right? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just read my affirmations from the morning, right? And that's good. But then the appreciations, I encourage you to write down. I appreciate from today. I appreciate from today, right? What I appreciate from today is what I appreciate from today is, and you're going to have some crazy, awesome revelations with that. And it's amazing. If we just live the life of appreciation, it's amazing what that attracts, you know? So, appreciations are the A. Affirmations wasn't something that I did a lot of as part of my nightly ritual, but we've been teaching this for 5 or 6 years now. Actually 10 years now. Can you believe that? Wow. 10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
That's amazing. So 10 years now. And people have they'll read their affirmations again at night before they go to bed, right? Yeah. So that's fine. Affirmations and appreciations. If you want to make it 2 A's and dreams, then knock your socks off. I love it, and the more is better in this case. So, and nobody gets hurt.
Working by referral is not some fairy tale world. It's real. I've seen it. And you can too. Invest in yourself by learning how to run your business by referral at Michael's upcoming live event. It will be a day filled with hands-on, how-to, low to no-cost strategies that you can implement in your business right away. Learn how to run a business by referral that not only feeds your family, but feeds your soul. Go to www.gengenevents.com today. That's www.gengenevents.com.
Right.
So, and then M has been, the stretching has been really good. The dim time is really a nice catalyst.
Right.
The meditation's probably made the biggest difference, right? And M is for meditation. Yeah. And what I do here is I've got my affirmations. It's so funny is how I do like affirmations and appreciations. Blessings book goes on the and then it's just like I set up and I just breathe. I just breathe. I'm not a master meditator yet. I'm in development. I cannot levitate yet. Though I don't know if I ever will be. I have to tell you that sometimes you almost feel that way. But you do go into another one, but go into your meditation. And there are times when my wife is nudging me because during my meditation, I am asleep, right? I mean, that's how good meditation is it will put you to sleep. So just meditating and just really getting breathing to your true center and letting it out. And if you want to do sound, you can. If you know, om or om in and om out, right? Or breathe in and breathe out. Whatever you want to utilize there. But I'm a believer in meditation. I lead a very driven, busy life. And there are times when there are several things scheduled almost, and the whole, I can meditate in traffic. I can meditate in 2 or 3 minutes before appointments.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that lowers my stress. I've never been measured, but I think it lowers my blood pressure. I think it lowers my stress level. I think it helps my heart be healthier.
Yeah.
It certainly clears my mind so that I can perform better when I'm in the next segment. Right. So I'm a big believer in meditation.
You can feel it. Like when you go through that, you don't have to have a measured, you can actually feel it. Like,
yeah. Isn't it funny? I keep doing this when I talk about meditation, and that it is a feeling that sweeps over you.
Yep.
Within meditation.
I think a lot of people also have thought about doing meditation, but because it's not a part of a ritual, like it just keeps getting pushed and the can gets kicked.
Yeah. Where do you put it? Yeah. Where do you put it? Right. Yeah. And what you discover is put it in your rituals, and then it becomes part of your everything. Right.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And then the S is sleep, right? Which makes sense. Just sleep, go to sleep after you. Okay. Here's the beauty also of this ritual is you're meditating, and it is amazing how, in fact, this Referrals podcast is a seed that is germinated to a tree from nightly ritual meditation. So you're there, you're breathing, and these thoughts will come in and out of your head. And what's funny is sometimes they'll come from the future, and sometimes they'll come from the past, which is interesting. My emotions right there. Right. But it is one of those where it's like this thought that we've had in the past was having a podcast, right? And it, we thought about naming it the Michael J. Maher podcast, which is okay. We've got a following. It makes sense. But it's not all about me, right? In fact, it's about our listeners. It's about our podcasters. It's about the people who live this lifestyle. It's not about me. I didn't name it the Maher podcast for a reason. Right. And we talked about Gen podcast and how this is the generosity generation, and this is a lifestyle and things like that. And it was just like, okay, that's kind of good. But here's the deal. Do people want the generosity generation? And it's kind of like, well, then you got to explain it. If you have to explain it, it's not a good title, right? Yeah. So it's just like, what do? We do referrals. We do referrals. I truly believe that our purpose in life is to be referable for something. Be referable. Be trustworthy. Be full of integrity. Be really good at something, and then speak with passion about whatever that is we're good at, right? So it's like, be referable. And why do we build a business? We build a business to build a referable business. Why else have a business if it's not going to be referable, right? And if you want to, you talk about quality service. Okay, how many referrals are you getting? So it's one of those where it's like that. It's like referrals, right? What is our game? Yeah, our game is the referral game. And what do? We help people win the referral game every day. Right. And by winning the referral game, they become more referable, which means they become better people. They become better at what they do. They become better communicators. So it's Referrals Podcast. Got it. So all from meditation. Well, you might think, well, meditation, sleep. Well, sometimes meditation leads to opening the blessings book and jotting down some ideas. Right. Yep. And then you put the blessings book back, you go into meditation, maybe a few more thoughts, or it's amazing how often it's like, okay, I write it down and I just lay down and go to sleep. Right. So that's dreams.
Yeah. Dreams.
Yeah. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams is what that is.
Go to sleep.
Sweet dreams are made of these, right?
These.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I know that there's another infographic for dreams. So we had an infographic last episode for the sweet
Yeah, if they got the sweet one, they're going to want the dreams one. And here's the thing: if they're new to the show and they just heard the dreams, they're going to want to go back and get the sweet infographic, right? So you got the sweet dreams up on your at your home office or wherever you want to put it. And on your
love that it's possible that somebody could think, well, I mean, why would I go download something I can print out? But the reality is when you have things posted around your house, it facilitates a conversation that just lives in the background of your life. And if you don't have that, it's very easy for your mind to just kind of go somewhere else. And so I think what's so brilliant about having these downloads and these infographics is that you guys are having the opportunity to keep this conversation alive inside your house.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Master bedroom mirror, right? Great place to put them. Yeah. Master bedroom mirror. You've got them there. And even if you don't incorporate the sweet dreams immediately, it's there, right? And you know it's a good idea. Yeah. And all of a sudden you discover yourself like, hey, family, we should do a dim time, right? And here, how does that usually happen? Your kids are 11 and 14, and they're playing Fortnite until 1 o'clock in the morning on a school night, right? That's how your frustration goes through the roof, and you're like, it's time to do a freaking dim time, right? That's probably how that's going to work. Yeah. So
I found too, my kids are 13 and 12. So they're they're interested in this conversation when you frame it right.
Yes.
If you just go, hey, no, listen, you guys need to get off technology, then it feels like I'm like taking something away. But when I talk about like, hey, let's do something together, and you frame it right, then all of a sudden they're in. Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes people ask like, where do I start? Right. So with Sweet Dreams, start by lining up and what I mean by, maybe this is for you, but this is really for kids, right? And what's interesting is when you help your kid do it, amazingly that you start doing it.
Yep.
So is lay out your outfits for the week, right? So have the kid lay out there, just like, hey, let's look at the schedule. Let's look at what you got. You know, you got band that night, you got football, whatever. Let's lay out your outfits for the week, and then and let them take a proactive. Even if they throw a mismatched, awful, like, you know, we're talking camo pants with a bright pink shirt, right, or whatever it may be.
Right.
Let them do it.
Yeah.
Go for it, right? It's all good, right? And then for the dreams, my suggestion would be to start with a dim time, right? Come up with a family dim time. It doesn't have to be 9:30, right? It doesn't have to be, it can be 11, right? But having a standardized time is going to help the whole family, right? It's like back to What to Expect When You're Expecting, right? The book that everybody reads when they're about to have a baby and they're going nuts. One of the first things they suggest is get your baby on a feeding schedule and something you can live with. And it is amazing. The baby will conform 90% of the time. Well, what did Max do? Max conformed to the eating schedule. And we had a really happy baby, but more importantly, we had a really happy mom and dad, you know, because there was a structure and a schedule. Well, I truly believe all of us crave that, not just babies, not just moms and dads, but I think as humans, we want these milestones and these signposts to our day, right? And with that structure, it isn't being over-structured, right? There's a lot of free time, but it's taken 15 minutes to have a better life, right?
Yeah, so good. I love it. This is good stuff, Michael. This is how you know, winners are made right here. It's in the routine. Right. It's in the discipline of just setting your life up for success in the planning and the preparation. So thanks for a great episode. I can't wait to see what we do next. Actually, do you want to tease out what we're doing next? I'm pretty excited about what's next.
Are you talking about like the go home ritual? Is that what you're talking about?
Actually, sorry, I was actually getting even beyond that. I was going to like a special guest in the future, but we don't have to, like, we can just let everybody salivate over what that might be.
Oh yeah. We can't disclose that yet, right? The contract is not ink. It is not in ink. Yeah. So very excited about that. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, who doesn't want endless referrals? You know what I mean? So I think it's probably I think we should go sometime and talk about like being a better giver. Don't you? Right. I think we should do that sometime. And you know, giving leads to receiving and So I can't wait for us to be able to disclose that in a big way. Everybody here is listening. They're in every week. You know what I mean? I mean, now we got people like they're almost like deadheads, right? They're like referral heads. Yeah. They're like follow. Yeah. It's like I'm in, dude. I'll do it. Whatever. Now here's the thing. Don't just be a follower, right? Be an implementer too. That's follow the instructions, right? Don't just be a follower, but don't follow the leader, follow the instructions and just, which it's so funny. None of the people who listen to this follow instructions. So that was a horrible example and I strike it from the record. So just do whatever the heck you want to do. But do it this way. Right. That's all I'm saying.
So listen, two things, gang. One, if you want to get the download for the dream infographic, go to referralspodcast.com. And then the second thing is, don't forget. You got a prop there. What you got? Is that your?
No, just my blessings book, right? Just blessings book. You can get it at referco.com if they want. It's a journal, right? They can get a journal from anywhere.
Referco.com.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. It's 72 pages, perfect for a quarter. Basically you're going to fill 4 of these a year, maybe. I mean, I write a lot, so maybe for other people it'll last a year. Do what?
Extra credit. You guys listen to this, got extra value today. Now you got like a blessings book too, which we'd mentioned. I love that. Okay. Sure. The last thing I wanted to say on that is that referrals happen through your network, through your people, right? And one of the best ways to get referrals is by giving value. And so what I would ask is that if this has been valuable for you, share this. Share it with people, because it's going to create a conversation, a collective conversation about how do we help each other get more referrals. And if you and your entire network are having this conversation, use this podcast as a way to facilitate that conversation.
Exactly. What if by sharing Referrals Podcast, it turned into a referral conversation, which led to referrals, right? People are going to go, well, what's it about? You're going to say referrals, and they're going to think, oh, are referrals important to you? And it's like, well, of course referrals are important to me. Well, who are you looking for? Right. So just and that was another reason we went with the name is because Referrals Podcast hopefully leads to referrals for you just by simply mentioning and sharing the Referrals Podcast. Because if you share the Referrals Podcast, it shows that referrals are important to you. And people need to know that, because otherwise they don't know that. And here's the other thing is share Referrals Podcast. And if you can't think of anybody, or if it doesn't make sense, then guess what is rate and review us. Right. Give us, if you feel we deserve a 5-star, put a 5-star there, because that's another way to refer this podcast. Is people are going to go look and they're going to go, is this worth my time? And they see the 5-star reviews that you've left and are leaving, and they go, okay, that's that's something I can relate to, and I'm gonna subscribe to the podcast. And you guys have probably noticed we're not selling anything on here, right? That occasionally we'll have the ad or whatever it may be with these people and products that we truly have vested out. Sometimes I will drop in where I'm going to be in the country. But the bottom line is we're not here to sell you anything. We're here to serve. We're here to give value. We are here to provide an amazing value and teaching in a way that nobody else teaches referrals, right? This is about attracting referrals. It's not about chasing someone down at their home. It's not about chasing someone down by the phone. It's about attracting and attracting referrals and living this lifestyle of love, generosity, and appreciation. And we found that very referable and very attractive.
So good. I'm honored to be a part of this conversation. Thanks, Michael, for another great episode, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Angel.
Yeah.